living in the new world.
Hello, my beauties. It's Ivy Joeva. This week I ran into this incredible friend of mine who shall remain nameless. Long story short, what it came down to was she had basically lost it and thrown a kombucha bottle at this guy, which I thought was really funny because I just did a video on kombucha, but also just that kombucha is it's become this symbol for, the hippie tribe, all of us who are kind of on a conscious path. We sometimes explore trendy things like kombucha, and I know for me, and how this parallels with my own journey is, in my life, I'm all about love, unconditional love, conscious communication, healing. Like, these are the things that are most important to me, that I really strive to live my life with an eye towards. And similar to my friend, I lost it this week, and someone from my past who I felt had not really honored me as a person kind of showed up in my life, and I kind of lost it. And I said to him, I said some pretty awful things, which did not display conscious communication nor unconditional love. And what I realized from talking to my friend and just the mirror that she provided me, because this is such an inspirational woman, someone who I know is also on the path of healing and consciousness, and the fact that she lost it, ironically, by throwing a kombucha bottle at someone. And another part of the funny story is she said, "Made with love, mother effer," and of course on kombucha bottles it says "made with love," and la la la, and all this light-filled stuff. And so it's just incredible to me how people that spend so much time meditating and doing workshops and sending the universe love could stoop down to these levels. And what I realized, and the nugget that I want to share with you, is that when we're trying to do being loving people, when we're trying to be evolved, when we're trying to do it the conscious way, one pitfall and a trap that I have fallen into, and that obviously my friend fell into, is that there's a fine line sometimes between coming from a space of unconditional love and allowing people the space to work out their crap, and allowing yourself to be a doormat. And when that latter thing happens, it can become really easy down the line to lose it, because you can only take so much, and at a certain point you snap. And it's kind of like, when things get buried and buried and buried and piled up, they just erupt with kind of an uncontrollable explosion. And for obvious reasons, that can be really destructive to, not only myself, and I know that obviously my friend didn't feel good about the way she'd handled herself, but obviously it's also destructive to the other person. And I was at a Marianne Williamson lecture the other night, and one thing she said that really moved me, it was actually a quote by Martin Luther King, and I'm absolutely going to butcher it, but the gist of it was that we have no moral persuasion over someone who can sense our contempt. So when we erupt like this as conscious individuals, when we allow ourselves to reach that boiling point because we haven't practiced transparency and we haven't practiced true, honest communication every step of the way, not only do we, risk hurting this person's feelings, but we also destroy our ability to positively affect change. We destroy our ability to inspire them to reach higher and perhaps act with more integrity and nobility. So that's it. That's what I want to share with you guys, is that if you notice yourself kind of trying to be cool, trying to be the bigger person, really check in and see if that is truly authentic for you. Because it's much better to voice your truth lovingly as things go along than to bottle up angry feelings and bottle up discomfort. And inevitably, at some point, it's going to erupt. And that's another thing Marianne Williamson said, is she said, sometimes the loving answer is no. Sometimes we need to set a boundary to to love ourselves. And really that's the only way we can love another person, because if we're sacrificing ourselves in the name of love, and more often it's the ego, it's you know, wanting this person to like us, wanting to keep this person around. When we're doing that, we're not speaking our truth, and that's never a loving thing. That deceptivity doesn't usually end well. So I hope this is meaningful for you. Let me know if there's an area in your life where you feel you might be withholding things, or if you have withheld things, and if you've had any experiences where it's come out in destruction. And let me know one area where you might be more transparent in your communication, both with yourself and acknowledging what's true for you about a situation, and also opening up to another person and perhaps risking that relationship dissolving or transforming. Thank you so much for joining me on this beautiful afternoon. I love you dearly, and I can't wait to see you again in a new world.
Not living in the